Alright, what's going on, everybody? So, Xbox and Bethesda's game showcase for E3 2021 has just ended, and I gotta say, it was alright. It wasn't bad, it wasn't fantastic, it was just alright. I thought it was way better than their last E3. I actually went back and rewatched my review for E3 2019, and I thought that Xbox's E3 2019 presentation was terrible. I remember saying that it was one of the worst Xbox presentations in years. I said that Keanu Reeves and Cyberpunk was the best thing about that conference, and yes, I realized that statement didn't age well at all. Their last conference was padded out with a bunch of filler indie games that I felt shouldn't have been shown on the big stage on a big E3 stage. At the time, I said that they failed to sell me on the Xbox Series console because of the lack of next gen games and exclusives shown. And overall, I just thought that their E3 that their presentation, like I said before, I thought it was the worst one, and it was very disappointing considering that I thought that their E3 2018 presentation was really good. I thought that they won E3 that year. And it's kind of ironic because during that review of the E3 2019 presentation, I mentioned Bethesda in that video. And that year, I didn't do a video on Bethesda because it was so bad. It was so terrible that I just didn't bother making one. And it's kind of ironic that I mentioned Bethesda in that video, given the fact that now Xbox and Bethesda, they're together. Bethesda is under the Xbox umbrella, so it's kind of ironic that I ended up mentioning those two companies together, and now they're together. And that is the whole thing with this showcase. It started out with Todd Howard coming out first. I thought that they would show Halo first. I thought it would be Phil Spencer coming out first with Halo, but they didn't do that. They surprised. I'm pretty sure they surprised a lot of people with Todd Howard coming out first, and then they showed the Starfield trailer. And here's something I gotta say, man. I kind of feel bad for Microsoft at this point because a lot of their stuff, and just in general, every year we get these E3 leaks, but I mean, a lot of their showcase, a lot of the games that they showed, I pretty much already knew about because of the leaks. The leaks were everywhere on 4chan, Reddit, just all over the internet. And even Washington Post, man, Washington Post did them dirty. They leaked. So the Washington Post leaked the Starfield trailer and the making of video before the whole showcase, which kind of dampened the big surprise for that trailer. But again, it was no gameplay; it was just like CG. It was CG, unfortunately, so we don't know how the game's gonna play. And the release date is November 11th, 2022. And it will be Xbox exclusive, which is a good thing. I don't care what anyone else says. That's a good thing because that's what Xbox needs. It's more exclusives, so that's great. It's Xbox exclusive, and then it's also going to be on Game Pass, which is another W for Xbox. So yeah, that unfortunately Starfield, like I said, it got leaked, but at least they officially gave us something in regards to a CG trailer. But I really wish there was gameplay for that. And then, so after that, we got Stalker 2, and I'll say this about Stalker 2. It looks interesting. It looks interesting, and it reminds me of this game called Singularity. And it was another game that it reminded me of that I'm blanking on the name, but it looks cool. I'm not sure if I would get it, but it looks cool. It's coming out April 28th. It's going to come first to Xbox. They showed a gameplay trailer, and in the middle of the gameplay, it would like switch back and forth to this scene with these guys talking around the campfire or whatever, and it's coming to Game Pass. And then after that, they show Back for Blood. As I've said before, Back for Blood is like this. It's basically this game that's similar to Left 4 Dead. I think it's actually from the Left 4 Dead those developers. But I said this before, I did not care for Left 4 Dead, so I don't care for Back for Blood. And actually, Warner Brothers should be showing that off today, I believe. And then after that, we got Contraband. We got another CG trailer. It's going to be a console exclusive. And Avalanche. So Avalanche Studios and Xbox Studios, there's a partnership between them. It's gonna be a co-op open world game, and there's really nothing else to say other than that. We don't know much about this, but that's about it. So then after that, we got Sea of Thieves, a Pirate Life DLC. Now, usually when they show stuff like Sea of Thieves, I usually tune out. I go to another room, or you just start messing with my phone. I just go do something else because I don't care about Sea of Thieves. But they got me with the Pirates of the Caribbean because I love the Pirates of the Caribbean. That movie. So that looks cool. I wouldn't play it. I'm like that's not my deal, but it looked cool. I'm glad that they have something like that into that game. They got Jack Sparrow into it, and I think just having Jack Sparrow there just added more personality to that whole thing, and just kind of kept it entertaining. So that's coming out June 22nd, and then this is another thing that got leaked. Yakuza Like a Dragon coming to Xbox Game Pass. All the Yakuza games on Game Pass. I'm not a fan of Yakuza. It's too out there. Like at one point they're trying to be serious, at another point they're being goofy. It's what I want. What I would want out of something like that is basically a GTA game set in a GTA game set in Japan or China or something, and that's not what Yakuza is. So, not for me, but it's great that they have it up there. Um, After that, we had Battlefield 2042 gameplay, and it this did nothing for me. I'm gonna be honest. This just seemed like very chaotic, but that's really what people want in that sort of game. 12 minutes. Now I remember seeing this years ago, and it looked interesting. It was one of the few smaller, I guess you can consider it indie title. It's one of the few smaller indie titles that looked interesting back then and even now. I had no clue they got big talent on this. They got Willem Dafoe, Daisy Ridley, and one other person who I forgot to add in my notes here. But yeah, they got big talent on this. This is coming to Game Pass, and it's August 19th, 2021. Um, After that, they showed Psychonauts 2. This game, I know my friend is gonna get on me if I if I start trashing this, but I gotta say this, man. So they showed like small snippets of gameplay. I really wish that they would just show us, because I don't think, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've ever seen like straight up gameplay from this. Like I think we just seen like little snippets of gameplay in between these trailers, but other than that, we haven't seen like straight up gameplay. I don't think. But this game, it just doesn't look impressive to me. It looks very dated. I don't like the art style. I've never liked the art style to that. But for those people, because there are Psychonauts fans, y'all got that to look forward to. August 25th, that's coming to Game Pass. And then Pete Hines came out, and basically he announced that they're adding more Bethesda games to Game Pass, to the surprise of nobody. I mean, everybody. I think everybody pretty much could have guessed that they're adding more Bethesda games to Game Pass. But Fallout 76, we got a trailer for that, and we got an announcement for this expansion called The Pit, and then we got the Elder Scrolls Online trailer. I don't know what I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what they announced. I don't know what they announced for the Elder Scrolls thing because I looked away for a second. Then we got Party Animals. I was like, so as I was watching the Party Animals trailer, I was just thinking, like, what the heck is this crap? Like, it's stuff like that I feel like doesn't need to be there. Like, is just there for padding, just to say, oh man, we got 30 games. And by the way, yeah, that's just how many games they showed. They showed 30 games, and what was it? It was like 27 of them, or something like that was exclusives or something like that. I'll get to it later. But the next thing they showed was Hades. Big snooze there. I don't like this is about to be a hot take, but I think roguelike games, I just don't like the design of that. I don't think those games are good. That top down view makes it even less appealing to me. But this game got a bunch of awards and people like it, so good on Xbox for getting that. That's August 13th. It's August 13th, 2021 when that's coming out. And then we got this game called Somerville. It reminds me of So this Somberville game, it reminds me of an indie game that came out years ago. I'm blanking on the name of it. I think it was called Inside or something, but it kind of reminds me of something like that. But that's coming to Game Pass, and then we got Halo Infinite. So nothing they showed from Halo really impressed me. I mean, it's just Halo. You're either gonna like it or you're not. Um, they showed a cutscene that's like dealing with Cortana being missing or something, and it looked good, but nothing too impressive, man. And notice that they didn't show any single player gameplay. They showed like a little multiplayer trailer, but notice they didn't show no single player gameplay. But so they also announced that the free to play multiplayer and the single player is gonna be launching at the same time. Which it's weird that in 2021 a studio has to announce that, hey, the single player and the multiplayer is coming at the same time. Get excited. It's kind of weird that they had to announce that. But once again, no straight gameplay. No straight up gameplay with no cuts. Like that's kind of my problem with this whole showcase. It's like, yeah, we got gameplay for certain games, but for the most part, when we saw gameplay, it was kind of spliced in with like the CG. Like it was just basically part of the trailer instead of just like straight up gameplay, which is what I want and what I think a lot of people want is just more gameplay rather than spliced up gameplay and like CGI and crap like that. But next thing they showed was Diablo 2, more top down bull crap. It looks really boring and not my cup of tea. A Plague Tale Requiem, that's that game with the rats, I think. That's coming out 2022, coming to Game Pass, and that's one thing one thing I will give Xbox, Microsoft, is that they are really putting everything into Game Pass. They making sure just about everything that they can get is coming to Game Pass. They're really trying to sell you on Game Pass, and I like the idea of Game Pass. Game Pass is definitely a W for Xbox. So like, don't get it twisted. If I dismiss certain games and they're coming to Game Pass, I mean, I might not care for it, but someone else might. So the next thing they showed was Far Cry 6. I'm already like, I might be the only person that feels this way, but I'm kind of tired of seeing Far Cry 6 already. I mean, we just saw it yesterday and we just saw it like a week ago or whatever. So yeah, I'm kind of tired of seeing that. And the gameplay, what I saw today didn't really move the needle for me at all. We got Slime Rancher 2. This was another thing that was leaked beforehand. That's coming out 2022. This game, it was kind of hard to see the title of this game. I think it's called Shredders. It's this snowboarding game. There hasn't been a snowboarding game that looked interesting to me since SSX Tricky. I mean, you can't really beat that. So yeah, but okay, this one right here, Atomic Heart. This one, I've been looking forward to this since it got announced a while back. It's a game that's kind of like BioShock. I need to see straight up gameplay from this, man. No release date. The trailer looked cool though, but once again, I just want to see straight up gameplay, and that's I think that's kind of my biggest complaint. Once again, I need to see more gameplay. Microsoft need to see more gameplay. After that was this game called Replaced. I kind of looked away. I was kind of looking at my phone at the same time because just throughout this whole entire conference, I'm sitting here trying to take notes of everything that they show. So, and here's one thing I'll say about this conference overall. Another good point that I can say about this conference, another good thing, is that the pacing was really good for the most part. Like, they were just showing game after game after game after game, which is what we want, which is what I want, definitely. So the pacing was pretty good. There was only one time where it slowed down, and that was when they showed Forza. That was the only time this thing like really slowed down. Like it really just was a really smooth conference or smooth showcase, I should say. But yeah, that they showed this game called Replaced, and I don't like the style of that game. Didn't look interesting to me. They showed Grounded. It was some update that they showed for Grounded. Trash. They need to stop wasting resources on that crap. If I gotta be honest, they showed a trailer for this game called and forgive me if I'm mispronouncing this, Edwin Chronicle 100 Heroes and Rising. They showed a trailer for Edian Chronicle Heroes. God, I can't even speak. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Like I said, forgive me, but Edian Chronicle 100 Heroes and Rising. And this was a Kickstarter game that is from the same devs that did the Suikoden series. I'm probably mispronouncing that too, but they did the Suikoden series, and it had this 2D HD art style, similar to something like Octopath Traveler, which I think looks very ugly. It looks disgusting, but people seem to like that art style. I don't know why. But yeah, that's supposed to be coming in 2022 and 2023, and I believe 100 Heroes was the one that everybody already knew about. I think Rising is the new one that people don't it's just a newer announcement for a game, and that's coming out 2023, and the other one is coming out 2022. This next one, leave it to Obsidian, man. They really know how to really sell you on a game. Even if they didn't really have anything to show. So what did they do? They made a self-aware trailer that really made me laugh. I was like, as soon as I was watching this and I would just laugh, I was like, what is this game? Whatever this is. And sure enough, it's Outer Worlds 2. We had the Outer Worlds 2 announcement, and of course, once again, that was leaked on Reddit. But that was funny. That, like, I feel like this was one of the highlights of the conference. Like this, so I would say Outer Worlds 2, um, Atomic Heart. Yeah, like those two games, probably like the best things that they showed. Flight Simulator, waste of time, not a game, and they showed a Top Gun expansion. Forza Horizon 5 gameplay. It wouldn't be it wouldn't be an Xbox E3 showcase thing without Forza. It's set in Mexico. Once again, this is another thing from a leak. Uh, they showed, so let's see. Okay, so the show stopped at a screeching halt at this point. Um, every time they show a Forza game at any of these conferences, anytime they show a Forza game at any of these conferences, I always immediately just take a bathroom break. And I didn't even mean to at this point in time. It just sort of happened. Like, usually I do it on purpose, but this time it just kind of happened. So I took a bathroom break during this, and they were still going. They were still showing this. That's why I mentioned earlier, like, I feel like the pacing overall was great, but then this kind of just stopped everything. And then it picked back up afterward. Redfall was the last game I want to say that they showed, was the last big announcement. And this is Project Omen. Once again, this was leaked, so I kind of already knew about this. So a lot of these leaks is what really kind of took, it kind of took Microsoft's their thunder, kind of deflated things here. But it's something that a lot of these companies can't avoid. But this Redfall thing is coming from Arcane Austin. I love Arcane, but listen, I love Arcane, but this ain't it, Chief. This looks like it's a post-apocalyptic game. It kind of like, just because we didn't get gameplay, but just judging off of what I saw, it looks like Left 4 Dead. Like, if I had to describe what I think this game is gonna be, because they said it's open world, it's an open world shooter. It's probably gonna be co-op, because I don't think they said it's gonna be co-op, but it's probably gonna be co-op, because I think it's gonna be like Left 4 Dead with like superpowers. It's like post-apocalyptic. Like, it's just like not my style of game, and not something that I really want to see from Arcane. Arcane is really good at making single player narrative, these rich narrative simulation type games. Like, this doesn't seem like a good fit for them. I mean, it seems like something that another studio would do. So that's why, like, for me personally, this does nothing for me. But Redfall will be exclusive to Xbox, and it will be coming out summer 2022. And so overall, they showed 30 games and 27 of which are coming to Game Pass, which is good. They showed Xbox exclusives. That's one thing that you can't fault them for. They showed exclusives. It's whether or not you're gonna care about those exclusives. And for me, most of these, I would say no. I don't really care for them. So they didn't really do much for me. Um, in terms of gameplay, I still feel like they didn't show enough gameplay. But I feel like maybe they showed more than than E3 2019. Maybe they showed more than at least that conference. Like I said before, it kind of sucks that we didn't get to see Avowed, Fable, Hellblade, or Perfect Dark, but I wasn't really expecting all of those games to show up. And I already understand that the whole work from home situation has slowed the development of those games down, so I'm not going to be harsh on Microsoft for not showing those big games, for not showing those games that a lot of people want to see more gameplay of. But I just wish that we got more gameplay of the stuff that we got here, and maybe two more big announcements, man. Maybe two more. But overall, I just thought that this was all right. Let me know what you guys thought about the showcase in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe, and thank you guys for watching. I'm out of here. Peace.